what I was saying is that sometimes the interactive sheets, if you put a dot, an extra dot, or a capital letter or whatever, and so they take it as that it is a mistake there. And sometimes it is not a mistake. There is no a mistake, yes? So that's why I need the whole page, all the page, so that I can see. Because there was an interactive sheet in the second year, I think, that everything appeared to be a mistake, all the page. And the students did it again and again, and of course it was okay, but the problem was that they were doing, they had to, it was configured wrong, in a wrong way, yes? And so everything was, had to be in capital letters, and of course the student didn't write in that way, and so everything appeared as it was wrong, but it wasn't, yes? So that's why I asked you to send all the sheets, and the thing that appears to be wrong, I check, and if it is wrong, when I tell you, and if it is not, I put the final mark. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, any question, any other question? What about language? I don't know if you know that language, it's, you do not have an online exam. You have it, and you have an oral exam via Zoom. Did you know that or not? No, you didn't? Because
No.
some subjects, you will sit for those subjects online. For example, in my case, Anglófona, if you haven't, si no las promocionaron, you have to sit for the exam or online. Gramática también era, but now we are going to change it and we are going to put it via Zoom. And there are a lot of subjects which are online. And there are some subjects which are, in a way, we can say presencial, because it is like this, face-to-face via Zoom, yes? And we will be in the Zoom meeting, there will be the three teachers, the three English teachers, Miss Carolina, Miss Noelia, and me, yes? For language, for example, what you have to do is to prepare certain texts that I will send you perhaps next week or before next week, before the meeting we have next week, so that we can talk about that in the next meeting. You will have to prepare certain tests from the different modules, from module 1, 2, and 3, yes? And you have to give them orally. Of course, you are not going to give the whole test, but I will ask you, for example, there is a test. Well, you have the videos, you know, Paperman and Science, which are from the last module. So I will ask, what is Paperman about, or Science, or what are the differences or similarities between Paperman and Science, or what do you think about this story? Yes? Yes, Mariel?
Yes, it's oral.
Yes, in language,
The
yes.
final. Uh-huh.
Yes, it is oral.
Okay.
Yes. You will also have a test from the first and second module. Yes, you will have the test from the 3 modules. But as I told you, do not worry, because during this week or up to the near the weekend, I will send you the list with the tests, and then you can ask about them next class. I am not asking to know them by heart. It is not necessary. What you have to do is to know what they are about, of course, to know some vocabulary which is specific from that test, so that you have to look for the vocabulary, but I assume that you do, so there is no problem. And to give your opinion about that, if you like it, if you don't like it, why not, or what do you think of this or that, yes? The same will happen. We are thinking of putting grammar also via Zoom, grammar 1. In that case, and I am thinking of the way of texting that. Perhaps we will have to do some from the different theoretical points we have, or the tenses, for example. I will show you some sentences and you will have to do them in the meeting, but of course it won't be that long. Yes, with one or two sentences from each topic, or that you explain something, or when you talk, I can see how well you apply the grammar. So you have to prepare for that, to be prepared. Yes. And the Zoom meeting is 3 people or 3 students will be present in the Zoom meeting. Yes. And we will have 10 or between 10 and 12 minutes for each person. Yes. It's not much. Yes.
Teacher, I don't understand the all means.
The what?
La primera parte del mensaje no lo comprendí todo. Please.
Which
de los
message?
exámenes.
That the exams will be orally? That
Yes.
you have to sit for the exams orally, that you have to study the different texts that you have in all the modules. For example, in language, you have different texts in the language modules, yes? For example, Paperman Science, I remember something about Facebook, or the story of hamburger. I don't remember now because I have. So you have to study them and you have to explain them and tell what they are about. Or if it is a story, you have to say who are or which one are the characters and all that. Yeah. The 3 story of the 3 little pigs. You also have that in the last module, which is really nice. So you have to start reading and preparing them for the oral exam. Yes. Because it will be in a...
I'm sorry, there's an oral and a written exam?
What?
Or it's just oral, or oral and written?
No, only oral. No,
okay.
Only oral. Yes.
Okay.
Because
Thanks.
in that way, we can test everything, because when you speak, you are putting everything together. You are putting the grammar, the pronunciation, the knowledge. Yes.
Mm-hmm. 3 of us with in a class.
Yes, in a Zoom meeting like this. Yes.
In Zoom meeting.
Yes. So that's why we will have 3 students for each Zoom meeting, and you will speak approximately from 10 to 12, 15 minutes, the maximum, because you know the Zoom meeting lasts 40 minutes, and that's all. Yes, and you will have the mark that in that moment. Yeah.
No sé, disculpen, se corta, no sé si soy yo o a todos les pasa.
¿Se les corta a todos?
No.
Se escucha entrecortado.
And what about the rest?
Un poco entrecortado.
Do you listen okay, or it is also with interference? But I will add the
Puede ser que
volume.
sea mi sonido.
Okay. I will put the volume a bit up. You see? Mm-hmm. Well. Okay. So during the weekend, I will send you the tests so that you know which are the tests that you have to study for the oral exam. Well, if you have doubts, we will meet again next week. Yes, at this time.
Okay, Grammar's module 3 is now available.
Yes, thank you for telling me, Mariela, because I checked yesterday, but it was uploaded, but it was not visible. Yes.
Okay.
Visible. So I put it visible now. So check and see, but I think it is already, and I forgot I was going to tell you that it is visible now and then I forgot. Okay, so it is already available.
And the new task is there, right?
Yes, everything is there.
Okay. Okay. So I'll check.
And with respect to Anglófona, remember that you have to send them in time, yes? Because if you send them after the deadline, I will correct it all the same, but you won't promote, you will not promocionar. It is not promote, you will not promocionar, yes? So you have to send the first task up to the 16. I give you an extra day. And the second task up to the 30, yes, of this month, yes. And if you have passed all the tasks with 7 or more, you won't have to sit for the exam. That I will divide the note, the marks. For example, you have 999, so you would have a final mark of 9, and that's it, yes. But if you haven't sent them in the correct time, so in that way you will have to sit for the exam. I don't know if it is clear.
Yeah.
And that exam, if you have to sit for it, that exam is online. I don't know if you know how the online exams work. They send you a link the day. I think we are not sure yet, but the exams will start approximately in July, at the end of July, and the beginning of August, because there are like 2 weeks, yes, because you have different and a lot of subjects, yes. So, and the online exams, for example, let's say that Anglófona is for the 28th of July, let's say a day. Yes. Just giving an example. So they will send you a link and you have to do the exam. For example, you have to start the exam at 2:30. And then you will have an hour and a half to complete the exam. Yes. And after that hour and a half, the page is closed and you cannot enter again. Yes. So there are some subjects which
that's for the written ones.
But everything we will send you in time with the date and with the link. Yes. When you finish, that's it. You send it, and then we will correct. We do not give the notes that day because imagine that all of you are sitting for the exam that day, so we have some time to. We need some time to correct them. Yes. And that's how the online exams work in that way. And then you will have the exams via Zoom in which we will be face-to-face. Hello, hello. Okay? Good. Well, I don't know if I want to remember to recall you that these meetings are uploaded in the forum, yes, in the module that we are at this moment. So in module 3, I will upload the meeting so that if you cannot attend to a meeting, you will have it there. It can be in any of the subjects because as the questions are for all the subjects, for language, for grammar, or Anglófona, sometimes I upload it in grammar, sometimes in Anglófona. It depends, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other doubts? No? Well, so I recommend you to start preparing the text for language, yes? Try to look for the vocabulary, for the specific vocabulary. And well, when I will ask you about the plot, you know the plot of a story, for example, the plot is the argument, el argumento. That means that you have to to talk about the story briefly. You don't have to do all the details, because we do not have all the time for listening all the stories. So you give a brief plot about the story, and then I will ask you some specific questions, but everything related to what you have read. So do not worry, because if you have read them, you will know them, yes? Of course, you can read them all the times you want, to be sure, to feel more confident, to practice, yes? You can practice with your partners, you can retell the story to your partner, so you can practice in that way.
It could be any of the text
Yes.
in all the modules.
Yes. That's another thing.
Any of them.
It is, I have like a papers with the different numbers. For example, the story of the three little pigs, that will be number 1, Paperman, Paperman on Science, 2, 1, different. So you choose a number, and the number that you chose, that will be the story you have to talk about, yes? So that's why you have to know them all.
Okay.
It is not that you prepare only one, because it happened to me that the person who was in the exam had only read one story, and you have to read them all, yes, and prepare them all.
Okay, yeah, great.
Well, as I tell you, I'm not asking for the story by heart, just to understand it, to comprehend it, and to explain it, yes?
Yes. Great.
Well, any other questions? So, what about Anglófona? Are you doing well with Anglófona?
Yeah, I'm just about to finish it this afternoon, and I will soon send it to you.
No problem. Yes, no problem. Well, so if you do not have any questions, we can stop here. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now I will check the new material, module 3.
Yes,
so if I have any doubts, maybe I write you.
Yes, there is no problem. You can write to me, and if not, we will see if you can next week.
Next week, yeah, right.
Then you will have all the topics to prepare, and we can talk about that. Yes. So, but
Great.
there is no problem. You can send me a message via chat, and that's okay. So if everything is okay, well, that's okay. If the module is not visible, well, just let me know. But I think it is already visible, so there won't be any problem. Yes. But please, sometimes when it is not visible or something like that, please tell me, because there are a lot of subjects and we have different terms. We have first term, second term, and sometimes we get confused or we miss some parts. Yes, we are humans.
Yeah. We have to let you know.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Well, it was nice to see you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Esther.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Have a nice day.
The same to you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.